but Om के जो basic ingredients है, which is A, U, O, Ma. So you divide your breathing into 4 parts: A, U, O, Ma, and that's how you divide your Om. Now that will differ from person to person. आपका जितना breathing capacity है, उसके हिसाब से आप उसको 4 parts में divide करेंगे. Okay, now the immediate जब आप ये 3 चीज करते हैं ना, this you can do even at home. आप जब घर पे बैठे हो ऐसे, not necessarily you're doing your riyaz, even like that. It just kinds of immediately gets you, you know, एक आपको एक it makes you sane, थोड़ा शांत करता है. It makes you calm basically. So this is something which you can always practice even at home. And now coming to the next. Okay, so those who have joined, there are many small children as well who have joined. Hi Krish, hi Muskan. So this is going to be a lot of theory session, okay? So in mid of it, कुछ भी मैं गाना नहीं गाने वाली हूँ. It's going to be very technical and theory session. आपको कभी भी bore हुआ or something, now you can log out anytime. No compulsion to attend the entire session. As long as you are enjoying it, attend karo. Okay, so this was about Om. Now, when we do Alankar, then after that we come to the Alankar. Then we do Sa, then we do the Sare Gama Pada. That is the, we do that ek breathing में हम कितने बार जाते हैं. So we keep a count of that. That basically helps you to know your breathing capacity. Some people go only 4 times, some go 5 times, some go 8 times. It depends on your breathing capacity कितना है. So suppose आप 4 times जाते हो आज, another 5 months, so you're increasing your breathing capacity. It won't happen overnight or in 2 sessions or 1 month. It will take time. But if you keep doing this practice at home, I don't need to tell you what we do. You know, because we discussed that in the class. If you keep doing this on a consistent basis, even at home as a part of your riyaz or something, definitely आपका breathing capacity increase होगा. And this is something which is very holistic. It's not just important. Of course, for a good singer, you need to have a very good breathing capacity. That's another thing. But also, in your life, breathing capacity बढ़े किसको नहीं चाहिए. So, that will help you even there. Then coming to the Alankars, then I always start with a session with Alankars. We do Sa, Re, Ga, Re, Ga, Ma, the basic Alankar I'm telling you. We do many Alankars. कुछ 15-16 अलंकार है जो हम पार्ट बाय पार्ट करते रहते हैं. अलंकार मतलब क्या? Those who are new joinees who don't know what अलंकार means, or I keep of course telling it even in my sessions, but जिन्होंने register नहीं किया हो, see there is a specific pattern in which we go. अलंकार मतलब क्या? Okay, let me talk it in a general terms. अलंकार मतलब क्या? अलंकार मतलब ornaments, right? So when we wear ornaments, definitely it adds to our beauty. So the same applies in music. When we do, practice this alankars, it's going to help you to better your the way you sing, or better your vocal techniques. So it's going to get you hang about the swars. So for example, I'm showing you one simple alankar to start with. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa. So there is a specific pattern in which we are going. Sa, re, ga. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 5. So there is a specific combination or a permutation or this pattern in which it goes. That is called, then there are different alankars. So abhi ye ho gaya. Then another simple alankar to start with. Sa, re, ga, ma, ma. So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So that way there are multiple alankars which we keep on doing in the class. I do basic 15, 16. Of course, basic, matlab first 5 are the basic, then we go to the little advanced ones. But that is something which is going to get you hang of the notes and a command on the notes. That's the reason why we must practice alankar. You can do this as a part of your riyaz. आप जब घर पे बैठे हो, कोई भी 3-4 अलंकार कम से कम करो, रोज उठा दो. Today you take up first 5, then you do 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, it will take time, but धीरे धीरे करके you can do this. This will help you to get an edge over the command over the swars, the notes. So 7 स्वर होते हैं. सा, रे, ग, म, प, ध, नि. Okay. So ये 7 स्वरों के अलग-अलग combinations को अलंकार कहते हैं, right? So I've covered that. Now coming to the next, what we do in the raga. Naresh, this session was actually happening because of Naresh. He was the one who kind of pinned me. Let's do something. मुझे आप सिखाएंगे. And then I thought, why not? Might as well do it for everybody. So Naresh, if you have any doubts in between, or anybody has any doubts, just unmute and ask me.
Sure.
Yeah. So then coming to the next thing is what we do is raga. I feel, classical seekhna, I always tell people is very important because that's going to act like a base to your voice. It's going to make your voice, firm, sakshamta aati hai voice mein when you do classical. Now, classical are two parts. One is Hindustani classical, which we are doing in the class. Then there is another, which is Karnataka classical, which is Dakshinatya classical, or we South Indian music or the classical. That is also very powerful. You can do see, all the small children are leaving, they're finding it kya bol rahi hai. So these are the two things. I teach Hindustani classical because I have learned that, but both the classicals have equal strength. So usme aata hai raga, the next section. Raga matlab kya? First, I have this different books, big books, which I have gathered from different music shops, or कि कहाँ भी जाती हूँ म्यूजिक का कुछ भी अच्छा लगता है उठा लेती हूँ. तो उसमें से मैं आपको टेक्निकल डेफिनेशन जो है वो पढ़ के बताऊंगी. उसके बाद में मैं आपको सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बताऊंगी, बिकॉज दिस इज टू टेक्निकल एंड ये कुछ रट्टा वगैरह मारना नहीं है अनलेस यू वांट टू अपीयर फॉर दोज एग्जाम्स. We had to do that ratta when we sat for those exams, but if those who are doing it for their happiness, you don't have to ratto this, but I'll still read and show it to you. राग मतलब क्या? मनोरंजन करने वाले और रस निर्माण करने वाले नियमबद्ध स्वर समूह को राग कहते हैं. राग रचना के नियम ये होते हैं. राग में कम से कम 5 स्वर होने चाहिए. 5 मतलब सारे गामा पधनी, 7 में से 5 स्वर कम से कम होने चाहिए. मध्यम और पंचम मतलब म और प, ये दोनों स्वर एक साथ वर्जित नहीं होने चाहिए. सो म एंड प कैन नॉट बी एब्सेंट एट द सेम टाइम. एक ही स्वर दोनों रूप में कोमल और शुद्ध अथवा तीव्र और शुद्ध पास. ओ इट्स टू टेक्निकल, इफ आई स्टार्ट टेलिंग यू व्हाट इज सब बोलेंगे. सो basically combination of different notes which makes it sound very nice is called something like rag. Okay, so then coming to, then let me give you an example, and that's how we start getting into it. Okay, so when we always start the rag, we get into the rag parichay, which is the rag introduction. Okay, so as in how I get into it, I can start explaining to you. Okay, so the one which is flashing on my screen is called as rag Deepali. नाउ राग भूपाली में ये जो थियोरी है बेसिकली, तो मैं हमेशा जब राग स्टार्ट करती हूँ, आप हर एक के बैच में दूसरा दूसरा कोई राग चल रहा होगा. somebody must be doing यमन, somebody must be doing खमाज, somebody must be doing देश, somebody must be doing दुर्गा, somebody must be doing Bhupali. I mean every batch, but I'm giving you an example of rag Bhupali, which is one of the basic rags or very important rags to start with. Now उसमें क्या बोलते हैं लोग? Thaat is Kalyan. Okay, now what is Thaat? सप्त स्वरों के ऐसे नियम बदना. अगेन मैं बुकिश डेफिनेशन पढ़ रही हूँ. सप्त स्वरों के ऐसे नियमबद्ध स्वर समूह को जिसमें 7 स्वर शुद्ध या विकृत रूप में होते हैं तथा जिससे राग उत्पन्न होते हैं. ओके, राग उत्पन्न होते हैं, उसे मेल या थाट कहा जाता है. All right. Now this is again very technical. ये सब बोलने जाएंगे तो थोड़ा ऊपर से जाए. So thaat मतलब basically the parent notes from where a rag originates, which is अभी भूपाली है तो उसमें से thaat is kalyan. Okay, so the kalyan is even Yaman rag is based on thaat kalyan. So the basic notes are such that the rag originates from this thaat is kalyan. Next point, swar सारे ग प ध. इस राग में सारे स्वर शुद्ध है, मतलब the straight notes are there. I'll come to what is a komal swar and all little later. First, let me explain the basic things. Varjaswar. Varjaswar matlab kya? Absent. What is absent in this? Now, the Varjaswar का technical bookish definition is राग में जिन स्वरों का उपयोग नहीं किया जाता है उनको वर्जस्वर कहते हैं. वर्जस्वर मतलब बेसिकली एब्सेंट, जो राग में आता ही नहीं है स्वर. तो ऐसा कौन सा 2 स्वर है जो इस राग में? एवरी रागा विल हैव डिफरेंट एब्सेंट स्वर्स. ओके, और डिफरेंट स्वर्स व्हिच आर वर्जित. नाउ इन दिस रागा मध्यम मतलब म और निषाद मतलब नी. सो म एंड नी, दिस 2 स्वर्स आर वर्जित मतलब एब्सेंट. सो इन राग भूपाली these 2 स्वर्स do not come. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, वादी स्वर. वादी स्वर का बुकिश डेफिनेशन ये है, राग के मुख्य स्वरों को जिसका प्रयोग राग के विस्तार में बार बार किया जाता है उसे वादी स्वर कहते हैं. वादी स्वर मतलब द नाउ माय it is the most important स्वर in the raga. So it's like the you know the most क्या बोलते हैं founder So the most important swar, or the principal note which on which the rag vistar is, when you are expanding the rag, that note plays a very important role. So that is Gandhar. Now in this raga, Bhupali mein Gandhar is the most important swar. वैसे हर एक राग में different notes will be important. That is how the rag is going to get differentiated na from each other. सब राग में एक ही note important होगा तो कैसे चलेगा? संवादी स्वर, the next point, संवादी स्वर. संवादी स्वर का बुकिश डेफिनेशन: वादी स्वर के बाद महत्वपूर्ण स्थान रखने वाले तथा वादी से संबंध रखने वाले स्वर को संवादी स्वर कहते हैं. मतलब आफ्टर वादी, द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्वर इज कॉल्ड एज संवादी स्वर. ओके, नाउ दीज आर द टिपिकल डेफिनेशंस व्हिच आई एम टेलिंग यू. ओके, नाउ in this raga, in rag Bhupali, the second important swar is dhaivat, which is dha. वैसे ही हर एक राग में different important and sub second important swar आएगा. So Vadi is the most important swar, Samvadi is the second important swar. The jati of this rag is Odav. Now what is the jati? The ragas are classified into 3 categories, okay? Based on the jati. Basically, एक minute, just 1 minute. हाँ, राग जाति का बुकिश डेफिनेशन पढ़ती है पहले. राग में आने वाले स्वर संख्या के अनुसार रागों का जो वर्गीकरण किया जाता है उसे राग जाति कहा जाता है. Okay, so based on the notes which have come in the ragas are classified into different jatis. Now मुख्यतः राग जाति 3 है: ओडव, शाडव, संपूर्ण. Now what is ओडव? 5 स्वर वाले राग को ओडव राग कहते हैं, जैसे भूपाली. Okay, so when the raga has, I request everyone to go on mute. So yeah, basically see, the ragas are classified into 3 categories. One is Odav Jatika, Shadav Jatika, and Sampurna Jatika. Okay, so when the raga has 5 notes, it is called as, one second, let me just stop the screen sharing. When the raga has, so as I said, the ragas are classified into Odav, Shadav, and Sampurna. So when the raga has 5 notes, so total how many notes are there? Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni. 7 notes है. ओके, उसमें से जब रागा में 5 ही नोट आते हैं तो रागा को ओडव जाति का कहा जाता है. It's called as ओडव जाति राग. When the raga has 6 notes, it's called as shadav jati rag. Okay, odav is 5, shadav is 6, and when the raga has all the 7 notes, पूरे सातों के सातों notes है, तो उसको संपूर्ण जाति का राग कहा जाता है. All right, so it's odav 5, shadav 6, sampurna all 7. There can also be combinations. Aroha has only 5 notes and Avroha has 7, so it's Odav Sampurna. Aroha has maybe 6 and Avroha has 7, so it's Shadav Sampurna. It can be Sampurna also. So, or it can be just Odav. Like for example, in Bhoop, we just saw there were 2 swars which were absent in Bhoop. Which were the 2 swars which were absent? Varjit kaun se swar the? Ma, Ni, Madhyam or Nishad. This is by hearting thing. Yeah, abhi, you don't have to by heart this as of now. I'm just giving you an examples. So ma and ni were absent. Sort of 7, 2 gaya. Kitna bacha? 5. So the jati of the raga is 5. Odav. Okay. Now coming. Okay. For those who don't know Aroha, Avroha, what is Aroha, Avroha? So you know, isme sab khulte jayega. Everything will get sorted and kind of. I'll tell you what is.
दीपाली जी, एक मिनट. दीपाली जी, एक आरोह में वही स्वर वापस आ सकता है क्या? लाइक ग फॉर एग्जांपल, ग वापस आ सकता है? ग
वापस, हाँ, पर वो उसको वापस नहीं गिनेंगे, एक ही बार गिनेंगे.
अच्छा, ग वापस आ गया तो
मतलब सारे ग प ध ऐसा बोल रहे हैं आप? हाँ, या it can come, but that you can't count go as 2. Every note is to be counted only once.
Okay.
जैसे सा को भी 2 बार नहीं गिनता है, एक ही बार सा को गिनते हैं. We count नीचे का सा, ऊपर का सा, but we count सा only once. ओके, आरोह क्या होता है? स्वरों की क्रमशः ऊपर चढ़ने की क्रिया को आरोह तथा नीचे जाने की क्रिया को अवरोह कहते हैं. मतलब बेसिकली व्हेन यू गो ascending notes, नीचे से ऊपर, सा रे ग म प ध नि, so climbing नीचे से ऊपर, that is called as avroha. सा नि ध प म ग रे सा, ऊपर से नीचे जब आते हैं, that is called as avroha. Now this I told you with the straight, सा रे ग म प ध नि सा, सा नि ध प म ग रे सा, straight notes. Now when we come to the raga, like in this raga, in rag Bhupali, there were 2 notes which were absent. 2 notes absent थे, madhyam और nishad. Ma and ni is varjit, absent. So क्या आएगा? The aroha will be what? One second, huh? Sa re ga pa, sa re ga pa. So we are directly jumping on pa because ma is absent. सा रे ग प ध सा, ध के बाद we are directly jumping on sa because ni is absent. सा रे ग प ध सा, सा ध प ग रे सा. So this is ओडव जाति का राग. There are 5 notes. आरोह में भी 5 है, अवरोह में भी 5 है. So you all understood, यहाँ तक समझ रहा है. Then coming, so where was I in the राग भूपाली? हाँ, राग भूपाली में next point था रस शांत प्रकृति गंभीर. Rasa and prakriti basically means the atmosphere which gets developed after you kind of sing the rag. So in this rag bhupali, see when I sang the aroha, sa re ga pa dha sa, sa dha pa ga re sa. So it gives a very peaceful, a shant kind of this thing, and the atmosphere which gets, and it's a little gambhir also. So koi rag hote hai jo shaurya ras ke, veer ras ke hote. It's like, you know, this. So every raga will have a different prakriti and ras, which will get jo banta hai, jo, you know, that atmosphere develops after you sing rag. Matlab not just with aroha aroha. You know, when you expand the rag in alap, that's a too high to tell now. But jab aap rag vistar karte hai, matlab alapi mein I'm just kind of giving an example of how to expand a rag. ये तो बहुत basic है. I'm just, so basically this is the ras and prakriti. Gaan samay is the next point, which is raat ka pehla prahar. Gaan samay is the technical time to sing the rag. That is raat ka pehla prahar, which is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So every rag has to be sung in the different prahars, and that's when they make the most. तब वो जब सबसे ज़्यादा powerful लगते हैं. So that's the prahar of a rag when it's to be sung. Now in this rag, I told you what aroha avroha is. Now the pakad. What is pakad? I'm just, हाँ, पकड़ का जो बुकिश डेफिनेशन है वो है जिस छोटे स्वर समूह को, जो इस छोटे स्वर समूह के द्वारा राग की पहचान तुरंत हो जाती है तथा जिसका प्रयोग राग विस्तार में बार बार किया जाता है उसे पकड़ कहते हैं. I know it's sounding very very dramatic when I'm reading all of these things, but these are the definitions and the bookish definitions. So now the pakad of rag bhupali is pa ga dha pa ga re ga. This is a very important crux. So pakad matlab basically जिससे राग पकड़ आता है. In my language, जिससे राग पकड़ आता है, जिससे you can get the rag, the crux of the rag, the most important notes of the rag. Okay, that is called as pakad. So yeah, Naresh ji, I think I've solved आपके जो basic queries थे वो निकले इसमें.
Yeah.
Anything else that people want to ask me, or this is more like a Q&A question, that Q&A thing that I think. Yes, Ravindra ji, बोलिए.
Is pakad construed as a structure of the rag?
See, it's not structure. Structure मतलब क्या कहना चाहते हैं? What do you mean by structure?
Means these swars will be continuously repeated or used in that.
Yes, it will be. So, it will be. These are the most important notes of the rag. Even if someone sings pa ga dha pa ga re ga, आपको rag, it's Bhupali. It should strike you. So these are, and when you're doing the alapina, when you're doing like the new joinees don't get. Everybody, please go on mute. So when you're, can someone take this responsibility of muting the co-host, please? Yeah. Yes. Anybody has? Wait. Let me just address this query first. तो जब हम राग का विस्तार करते हैं तो पकड़ जो होती है, विस्तार मतलब आलापी. See, when all these big artists, classical artists, they always expand a rag when we start. That's a little high thing which I cannot teach at the very start. So that's when I don't start with it. But I have some students with whom I have started with rag vistar. I don't know who is there in that. आज कोई attend कर रहा है क्या? Radha ji is there. Yes, Radha ji has we've been learning with me for what, past 6 years? 6 to 7 years, 5 years. Okay, 5 years. So now I have kind of introduced to them what rag vistar is. So they know, like so देखो Yaman में I'm doing Yaman with them. So pa ma re ga re ni, that the important note जो होता है, पकड़ जो होता है, we keep on kind of बीच में वो विस्तार में किया जाता है, लिया जाता है. So yes, वो अच्छा. What is the next query?
Deepali, can you just show the tal, the trital?
Who is that? कौन है ये? iPhone? हाँ कुकू जी. अरे त्रिताल तो मुझे सिखाने को टाइम लगेगा ये. This is that I will teach in your respective batches.
ना वैसे नहीं. मतलब the basic ताल कहाँ से उठती है, जैसे कि उसमें थोड़ा मुझे हमेशा
Deepali, what is a tal? Like, you could just, brief on what's a tal.
ठीक है. ताल is a different altogether. ये ठीक है, मैं बताती हूँ आपको, रुको. त्रिताल अगर देखा जाए ना, ओके, अच्छा, एवरीवन गो ऑन म्यूट, लेट मी स्पीक अबाउट ताल नाउ. हाँ, ताल भिन्न भिन्न, अभी मैं वापस वो बुकिश डेफिनेशन पे पहले आती हूँ. भिन्न भिन्न मात्राओं के समूह को, जिसमें सम, खाली, सम इज द फर्स्ट ताली, ओके, दैट्स सम, खाली विभाग ताली बताई जाती है, उसे ताल कहते हैं. सम ताली खाली के द्वारा ताल की वजनदार जगह दिखाई जाती है. ना बेसिकली ताल मतलब क्या, हम बंदिश गा रहे हैं, हम क्लासिकल बेस्ड सॉन्ग गा रहे हैं. अभी भूपाली चल रहा है तो भूपाली में बताती हूँ. इतना जो बन परमानन करिए, डरिए प्रभु सो आज आली. This is a bandish based on Rag Bhupali. It's based on Trital. So अभी Trital कुकू जी ने पूछा है. कुकू जी, you have learned Trital what is, but I'm just, to those who have not learned, it's going to get difficult if I start getting into it. But those who have learned it, I'll just show.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll show you. One second.
Deepali.
Yes.
Will you please go a little slow?
Yeah, I'll go slow.
Is it
See,
possible?
I will go slow, but these queries which people are coming with now, it depends on their learning experience with me. Now, Kukuji has been learning with me for past 3 years. But जो past 2 महीना ही मेरे से सीख रहा है, उसको ये difficulty पड़ेगा, क्योंकि past 2 years, no, Kukuji, I don't know exactly time नहीं पता, 2 years तो हो गया होगा. जो अभी सीखना शुरू, almost 3 years, exactly. So that's why she is asking me this level query. बट अभी जो 2 महीना पहला सीखना चालू किया है, उसको मैं अगर ये जाऊं बताने, तो that's going to get tough on them. So for with her speed, I'm just telling you. But that's why I said कि ताल मुझे सिखाने को, it will take me another half an hour for the new joinees, exactly. So that's why I'm not going much into it. I'm just addressing her query for the thing that she is asking.
Is tal and beat the same? Beat probably is easy for a layman to understand, right?
हाँ, so but हम क्लासिकल में देखो, अभी ये त्रिताल जैसा है. Every song is based on a specific ताल. जैसे जैसे अभी हम, which are we doing in your, आपके बैच में क्या करे शिल्पा?
This उंगली पकड़ के.
नहीं, not the Bollywood, the classical I'm talking about.
Kamaj.
What in Kamaj are we doing?
आरोह अवरोह only.
अच्छा, उधर तक ही पहुंचे.
Yeah.
उसके पहले क्या किया था? Have we done bandish?
No, we've not done. No.
I must have done. You must have missed it. Probably you must have just joined.
Yeah. I joined later.
ठीक है. So, one second. So this is a little higher doubt that I'm addressing about the tal. One second. जिनके साथ मैंने ताल किया है वही लोग सुनो, जिनके साथ मैंने ताल नहीं किया, don't get worried and confused. I'll do it later separately in your class with you, because this can't be done like this. Dha din din dha dha din din dha dha tin tin ta ta din. Kukuji, I'm addressing you. Din dha dha din din dha dha tin tin ta. So we are picking itana jo bana from khali. Dha din. यहाँ से pick up करना. इतना जो बन परमानन करिए, इतना जो बन. That's how we pick up. You got it, Kuku ji? बाकियों को तो I'm sure those new join they'll not get this.
Yes,
what I'm saying.
I got it, Deepali. But the thing is, जब दूसरे राग पे जाते हैं, तो how do we come to know कि इसको कहाँ से उठाना है? Like थाली से उठाना है,
every राग. हाँ, तो that I tell you, no, in the class. जब हम कोई भी बंदिश करते हैं, वो मैं आपको बोलती हूँ ना कि ये खाली से उठाने वाला है. जैसे एक कौन सा था वो राधा जी which we had done, धा धिन धिन धा धा दिन, यहाँ से उठाने वाला भी एक था. उसका प्लेसिंग यहाँ से था. I don't remember which one. which one? There's something which I've done in your batch. Radha ji may be
I
remembering.
think Lakshan.
हाँ. It's okay, you don't go to search. But yes, Vivek ji, क्या query है? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
Is pakad and chalan one and the same?
हाँ, नहीं, पकड़ तो मेन स्वर हो गया. The main crux importance notes, okay? चलन मतलब आप राग को विस्तार, उसका चलन मतलब उसका चलन is what, how you take it, how you maneuver a rag, right? So that is what is chalan about. So chalan मतलब अभी जैसे राग भूपाली का चलन कैसा है? आ रे रे प रे प सा रे ग सा रे ग रे. So this is kind of a chalan, मतलब how you are expanding a rag, how you are, विस्तार कैसा कर रहा है. It's like that. Okay. Any other query?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yes, Sonal.
So basically, we all know sur, but how would you like to define it, sur? The rhythm or the sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, is that sur or the rhythm is sur?
Sur is different. Rhythm is the beat. Sur मतलब स्वर जो आप नोट लगा रहे हो. Sa, this is sur. Sur is one section. Rhythm मतलब ताल is one section. That is different. सुर अलग आता है. सुर मतलब how I tell you ना, नहीं सोनल ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे ले आता है ना, नीचे नहीं ऊपर ले बोलती हूँ ना मैं गाते वक्त. When you're singing a song, that shows you're on sur or not. मतलब when I feel कि नहीं ये थोड़ा सा बेस ऊपर जा रहा है, सुर के मतलब इधर सुर होना चाहिए, आप इधर गा रहे हैं, then I tell you नहीं सोनल नीचे ले. मुझे याद है मैंने बोला है ऐसा 2-4 बार.
Yes,
that
yes,
is what,
I remember.
Yeah, I do remember. That's why I could just tell you that. Yeah, that is
so. Lay is rhythm then.
Lay is rhythm. लय उसमें जाता है, ताल में उसका पार्ट है.
Okay.
लय is the tempo, the speed. लय का बताती हूँ मैं, बुकिश डेफिनेशन बताती हूँ. लय का बुकिश डेफिनेशन, गायन वादन नृत्य की गति, स्पीड को लय कहते हैं. ओके. लय 3 प्रकार के होते हैं. विलंबित लय, विलंबित मतलब स्लो. आहिस्ता या मंद गति, दैट इज विलंबित. मध्य लय विच इज मीडियम. ओके. क्या न आहिस्ता और न तेज, ऐसी गति. एंड द्रुत लय, द्रुत मतलब फास्ट, शीघ्र या तेज गति. दैट इज व्हाट इज लय, सोनल. या नेक्स्ट क्वेरी.
दीपाली, आज खेलो फोर्थ मात्रा से स्टार्ट होता है.
धा दिन दिन धा दिन आज खेलो. करेक्ट. कुकू जी, आर यू देयर? वो उसका प्लेसिंग अलग है, देखो. आज खेलो का.
Yes, Deepali. Yes, yeah. I got it now. Yeah, thank
so that's
you,
when
Deepali.
I tell you in your respective batches only ये कहाँ से उठाना है वैसे.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Radha.
Yeah, thanks, Radha ji. कभी क्या होता है, मुझे भी खट से क्लिक नहीं होता है. When I'm in something else, it just doesn't. So that's why I asked you, Radha ji. Yeah. Any other query?
So Deepali ji, if you don't take up that on that khali or that now fourth term of this thing, then the whole song gets haywire. Whole song gets judged. It is important to know which
placing होता है. हाँ, it's those the bandishes are placed or they are developed in such a way that you have to pick up at that particular note, that particular beat only. Only then it will sound correct.
Match. Okay.
Match. Right. Tal is maths. Finally, it's a maths. Anything else? Done? इतना ही query था? Wait, and Subhashi had asked me one query which I was thinking of addressing later once I sorted with the basic queries. He had asked me what is the difference in harkat, murki, meend. है ना? Meend. ये 3 query था, right?
Yeah. When we call harkat अच्छा लिया, उसका मतलब क्या है? I mean, like we know. But how it, if you can give an example. Right. See, harkat and murki मतलब basically what? A combination of 2 to 3 notes or 3 to 4 notes. जब आप उसको फट से गाते हैं ना, quick way में. See, what happens when I am teaching you a song, I don't get into very technical names of these. I tell you in a very simple way. Twist do, push do, all of that I tell you ताकि
I want the layman to just get out, मतलब get the thing out. But वो बस आना चाहिए. But अगर ये definition, मतलब वो basically क्या होता है, मैं आपको वही बोलती रहती हूँ कि यहाँ पे मुर्की होता है, यहाँ पे हरकत होता है, यहाँ पे खट्टा. वही चीज मैं आपको simple way में बोलती हूँ ना. मुर्की और हरकत मतलब क्या? Combination, जैसे मैंने 2 to 3 notes और 3 to 4 notes in a quick way. जैसे जरा सी आहट होती है तो दिल सोचता है. See, you know this है, this kind of, you know, है. ये जो हम da ये जो कर रहे हैं ना, so it's what is happening here. There are 2 to 3 notes which are taking in a quick way. Da, so this is called as हरकत और मुर्की. जैसे हम ये जो अलंकार क्या होता है, स्ट्रेट नोट्स होता है. सारे सारे गा रे गा मा, स्ट्रेट नोट्स. सारे गा रे गा मा, तो ये मुर्की के साथ लिया, ऐसा होता है. सो दिस इज बेसिकली हरकत और मुर्की. मींड, व्हाट यू सेड, मींड मतलब क्या पता है? एक सुर से दूसरे सुर को, एक स्वर से दूसरे स्वर को घसीटते हुए लाना, उसको मींड कहते हैं. So I'll just show you with the diagram. This is one note. This is one note. Sa, da. So you know this note and this note you're joining in a curve way. Da. Now there are 2 types of means. One is avrohi mean, which comes upar se niche, and there's arohi mean, which goes niche se upar. Okay? जो ऊपर से नीचे आता है da, और नीचे से ऊपर जाता है दा. दा नीचे के नोट से ऊपर के नोट में दा, ऐसे. So these what is called as means. Bookish definition है कि नहीं पता नहीं, होगा वैसे तो.
It is important to know that we are taking a mean. I mean, when we do that, so then we do it very consciously. Yeah.
So I tell that when we are teaching, when I'm teaching now, I don't know if any कोई है किसको याद आ रहा है, मैं बोलती रहती हूँ. कब जब मैं बोलती हूँ ना कर्व लो, बड़ा सा कर्व लो, I keep telling that meaned है. This is called as meaned. I tell that to people. I don't know anyone has registered it. राधा जी आपको कुछ याद है? I remember distinctly. I tell people कि यहाँ पे meaned आता है.
चले आओ, it's there ना, like साजन तुमने.
नहीं, बाहों में चले नहीं, that is not meaned, Shilpa. साजन तुमने, that's not mean, that's like just an emphasis. साजन तुमने. Meaned is दात ये सवर ये. So you एक ऐसे you know ऐसे आना, मुझे भी फट से याद नहीं आ रहा है, but बहुत सारे ऐसे बॉलीवुड में आते हैं. You know, while teaching I tell you कि this is meaned, this is meaned.
What about रंजिशी सही? नहीं,
वो meaned नहीं है. No,
पास.
हाँ क्या?
पल पल दिल के पास.
पल पल दिल के पास. हाँ, पास. वो आस, अब जब वो you know कर्व डाउन करे ना, पल पल दिल के पास, वो जो आस वो कर रहा है ना, वो मीन्ड है. Radha ji is proved, she's learning with me for 4 or 5 years.
Okay. I have a question, you know. Krish to abhi behind, we are just 6 months new.
Yeah, of course. This is all very high five for very, and especially for children, it's very technical, super technical. So I was anyway doing these sessions for them. That's the reason why I just, you know, as a parent, I always feel कि जितने लोगों को मिले उतना अच्छा है. So that's the reason I just dropped the message to everyone. But that's the reason I told even at the start that it's okay even if children are not able to, they're finding it too boring or they're not able to take it. It's okay, doesn't matter. Okay. और क्या कुछ query है? Shall we end the session then?
Ravindra is there. Ravindra wants
okay, I'm not able to see. हाँ Ravindra ji, yes.
In पुकारता चला हूँ मैं, you have taught us mind actually. In one.
कहाँ पे कौन सा line बताइए?
यही तो ये दिल शौकिया सलाम की, कोई तो यही तो बात हो रही है काम की, कोई तो मुड़ के देख तरफ, कोई नजर तो होगी मेरे नाम की. I think in that
गली
you
गली
बाहर
I tell you
की
wait हाँ
हाँ
वही गली गली बाहर
बाहर
की
की
हाँ सो गली गली वो जो ई वो कर रहे हैं ना गली गली बाहर की
बाहर की
so मैं काफी बार आपको बोलती हूँ ना curve low that you know go up
Yes.
and that is actually a kind of a mean only which is
and maybe continuation of one sentence end and beginning of the next also sometimes you connect by mint.
no that is not mean कभी कभी एंड नोट और सेकंड नोट कनेक्ट होता है दैट्स नॉट मीन मीन इज वेरी स्पेसिफिक ऊपर के नोट से नीचे को घसीटते हुए लाना उसको मीन कहते हैं
Mint.
But
सा ना दा दिस इज मीन एनीथिंग एल्स कुछ और बोल रहे कोई
एक क्वेश्चन था जैसे आप सॉन्ग करती है उसी में ही हाई नोट्स लो नोट पता कैसे चलेगा जैसे अभी क्रिश सपोज आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द सॉन्ग अभी कौन सा कर रहा है जो भी उसी में ही आप एक्सप्लेन करती जाती हैं कि हाई नोट है ये लो नोट है दिस इज मीनिंग आरोही
that's a part of no arohi avrohi I don't get into the Bollywood thing now I'm telling you as holistic this thing in the classical this thing that's my explanation you need to attend my class to know that which note is high and which note is low
but it's depend upon the song it's depend upon the song कैसे हाई नोट ज्यादा लो नोट because we cannot recognize you recognize ये गलत गा रहा है because लग नहीं रहा है
हाँ वो गा के वो जब सुनाता है ना whenever the सामने when a student sings I understand the सुर लग रहा है कि नहीं लग रहा है or this when I'm teaching them of course I tell them that this is high note this is whatever that's a part of my explanation that I tell them and then when they sing and show it to me I understand if they're singing it right or wrong or how they are kind of how they need to get it right that I tell them during the session okay and one very important thing which I felt I must tell you acha gamak a lot of people don't know what is gamak ये जो shadow effect kind of है this is gamak jo again a very technical things then another thing which I felt I must tell you is the most important thing is expressions अब जब गाना गाते हो तो वो हरकतों में और उसमें ना कहीं expression lose out होता है don't lose on that every word the voice modulation how you're जैसे and also another thing which is important is the end when you end a particular word don't lose it like वो कई लोग half गाते हैं last words they last thing जैसे I was just teaching Radha ji's batch today one song afternoon में क्यों ना ये लग रहे हैं तो तितलियों से सुना so that suna हाँ ये भी एक मींड का पार्ट है सुना so it's coming down in a curve see that curve is there that is kind of a mean and a lot of people don't take that क्या करते हैं तितलियों से सुना वहां छोड़ देते हैं तो उसका जो tail है वो भूल जाते हैं they don't take that but that is actually the beauty of a song and then they jump to the straight next line so don't forget the tail part of course that's a part of my teaching in the regular session but I'm just kind of telling तितलियों से सुना मैंने किस्सा बाग see that softness बाग का there you have to take that up that a lot of people don't take का बाग में थी एक कली so to address Krish's mother doubt kali so when they're children I tell them kali take this high and extend so that's how and then they write something they know that they have to extend up and they have to take it high
because you are teaching that song it's depend upon the song aap kaun sa song lega usi mein high note low note and you are correcting them this is wrong
wo song specific hai har song mein alag rahega
har song mein alag yes now I understand
yeah and then sharmili so see the next note expression ka part sharmili anchui sharmili so it's a sharmili anchui it's soft you have to get that soft sharmili
that usko thoda hard pad raha hai because you are doing very clear neatly
I am taking very high level uska na bacche jo hote hain na see even if they can produce 50% of what I'm telling na it's more than enough because then they are at least singing in sur but my work na is to tell them whatever best I can bachcha hai kuch nahi bole छोड़ो ऐसा कैसा करूं मैं बोलो I have to tell them 100% Yeah, it will take time. And once they grow up ना, so this is kind of a sanskar. So अभी वो 100% नहीं गाया, उसका 50% भी गाया ना, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं subconscious mind में उसको पता है ये ऐसा लेना है. तो जब भी वो बड़ा होगा ना, he'll definitely be in a better place than those who have never learned music, because he'll know how to listen to a song. Listening is very important. How you listen, what is the beauty of a song? But that will come gradually.
Yeah, it will take more practice.
Yeah. And any art, no, to be very honest, it takes time. It doesn't happen like 2 months, 3 months. नहीं होता है. Time लगता है. हाँ, so मैं कहाँ थी expression में? शर्मिली अनछुई. So that, you know, एक दिन ना 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 ना, then ना ना ना, हाँ, खिल उठी वो कली ना ना ना, रूप नया पूछती कि ना ना कि मुझे क्या फूल हंसा. So when हंसा is a फूल हंसा, so you have to give a little smile. You know, these are kind of things which will help you to get the expressions. Chupke se, again you're taking a very soft way. Chupke se. So I'm just giving an example to everybody so that they, of course this is a part of my regular teaching only, but abhi bol rahi hu to bol hi di. Okay, anything else? Anybody has any doubts? Okay, so we'll end the meeting. Yes,
thank you, Deepali. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepali.
Much, Deepali.
Thank you. Some few doubts are still there. Those who want to leave can leave. हाँ, कुछ doubts है. क्या है शर्मिला जी?
Sometimes from one sur you go to another sur. I mean, how to avoid that?
उसके लिए तानपुरा का, and that will not happen. You have just done 2 sessions. सुर जब आप गाना गाते हो ना, तो तानपुरा, मतलब तानपुरा नहीं है ना, तो भी आज के nowadays everyone has this Apple phones and Androids and all. You have this, there's an app called Tanpura. Just mute everyone. Everyone go on mute, please. So there are apps called Tanpura, Android or something. So put that sur and sing on that. So that's the reason why I take one session exclusively for listening to you the entire song. Because that's when I understand that where you're going wrong, upar ja raha hai, niche ja raha hai. So that's when I tell you, niche aao. So that you have to note. You have to say, हाँ, मैं इधर ऊपर जा रही हूँ. So I have to be conscious here and not go up there. वो gradually आएगा, but it will come. But I don't, to be very honest, I don't sound you going off scale or something. I've heard you hardly, but 2-3 session ही हुआ है, but I don't find you going off scale. You're Saket's Mausi, na? You're on mute. Now I can't hear you. Unmute and tell. Vivek ji, I'll come to you. Unmute करके बताओ, शर्मिला जी.
I have done that with another song. So I could feel that from one swar to another swar, I'm jumping. So I could feel that
you have not practiced on the you have sung it plain, bass में गाया है, without sur गाया है. उसके लिए वो ऐसा हुआ है. वो उतना पकड़ के गाने के लिए तुम फिर उतना ट्रेनिंग चाहिए कि सुर भी नहीं लगाया तो वो भी सुर नहीं हिला. उसके लिए फिर उतना रियाज चाहिए. That will happen over the years.
Okay.
With karaoke, you will not jump the notes. You, especially about you, I'm talking specifically. But if your karaoke is on, you will not jump.
Karaoke, what happens? The notes are high, and I can't hit that note.
अरे तो उसमें इतने, मैं तो karaoke के बारे में कुछ बोलूं ही नहीं. There are so many people in this meeting who are champions in karaoke. Karaoke के लिए ना, there is आजकल ये आते हैं. I think Hema, this will be your doubt also. There is Star Maker करके एक ऐप आता है. Okay, ऐसा Smule करके भी एक ऐप है. उसमें आपके पास सारे options है. How to take your pitch down. उसमें -1 करो, -2 करो. Whatever sur you are able to sing, you can do that and sing in that.
Okay.
Because Lata Bai के वगैरह गाने is very high. We can't sing that high. It's very natural. So you take -2 or -3, -1, whatever.
Yeah, that I need to know from you. I mean, when I sing next.
I'll help you with that. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Aggregately knowing you, you'll have to take, I think, -2 or -1. Depends on the song.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Vivek ji, Kemat welcome. अरे तुम्हाला कसं माहिती त्यांचं -2 चालेल? तुम्ही ऐकलंय का त्यांना? तुम्हाला -2 चालतं. तुम्हाला -2 or -3 is good. Okay. Yes, Vivek ji.
You are talking about the tail portion. Now, at the end of the stanza, the tail part, if it gets merged with the oncoming music, interlude music, is it okay?
Scale part matlab I didn't understand. Kai?
Say the last word. Suppose if I extend and if it gets merged with the music, interlude music.
मला example द्या ना.
At the end of the stanza, when I'm ending the stanza, the last.
मी तुम्हाला ते tail part चं वाटतंय, which I told you that you should not.
Yeah.
तो okay. There is a dosage for everything. कुछ भी extra मत end करो. जितना चाहिए उतना end कर, जितना extend करना है उतना जरूरी है. Anything you do overdo is also not right, no. अभी जितना extend करना है उतना ही extend करना है. उसको उतना भी नहीं extend करना है कि वो next music के साथ mix हो. There's a rhythm for everything. There's a dose for everything. It has to be done not less, not more. It has to be done in a precise way. Then somebody else was asking me something.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah. Who is that?
Ma'am, Sonal.
Sonal.
Ma'am, as a newbie, doing riyaz is scary. Like if we do wrong riyaz at home, so when should a newbie start doing riyaz?
देखो रियाज मतलब क्या? Doing too many things is not just riyaz. Doing less things but doing it correctly and doing it with quality is very. I always tell people 10 गाने मत करो, एक गाना करो लेकिन ऐसे करो ना कि that should be like your pro song. कोई बोले तो मतलब ऐसे kill it, like nail it, ऐसा गाओ. So अभी रियाज मतलब क्या? रियाज मतलब जिनको नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं समझ रहा अभी क्या करो. I used to do this. I still do it. very important thing. सुर को कैसे ग्रास्प करने का, अंदर कैसे बिठाने का. सा को 10 मिनट लगाओ, 15 मिनट लगाओ. Just सा को लगाओ आधा घंटा जितना हो. That only then there will be shine in your voice. Re, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Of course, you can breathe in between. Ga, a, तब जाके ना वो सुर अंदर seep in होएंगे. Ma, a, and this all big stalwarts I have been doing. All this रियाज. अभी इसमें क्या है? सा को लगाया, रे को लगाया, ग को लगाया. इतना तो आपको पता ही है. रे कहाँ है, ग कहाँ है. उसको लगाओ, उसको तानपुरा के सुर पे लगाओ. तानपुरा का मशीन नहीं है, no problem. You can, or you don't have that तानपुरा, no problem. Nowadays in phone also there is an app of तानपुरा. Every Android app all have. उसको डाउनलोड करके G sharp या A scale दो, उस पे लगाओ. This is a very important part of riyaz. That will help you to get strength in your notes. Then you can do alankars. Sari, ga, the basic alankars. See, as and how you progress with me, now you will get a command on the alankars. अभी 2-4-5 session में अलंकार नहीं, आगे वाला अलंकार डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है, ठीक है. सारे गा रे वो बेसिक वाला करो. जो बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग करो, जो मैंने मार्किंग्स बताया ओरिजिनल को सुन के. So you know that is everything is a part of riyaz. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि कुछ 100 things गाया तो ही रियाज होता है. एक चीज को अच्छे से गाओ.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Somebody was, I think, asking. Yes, Maitri. Any doubt?
Yeah, Pachi. Actually, I wanted to know. I know it is very deep, but this G sharp and all, what is that? Whenever we used to do in the mat, it used to be very confusing for me. They used to say, sing in this. I'm like, sing in what? We don't know what it is. And it used to be very confusing. What is that?
Okay. G sharp is काली 4, काली 5. ऐसे scales होते हैं. G sharp वगैरह मैं western बोल रही हूँ. काली 4, काली 5. So generally classical, आप काली 4 में, काली 5 में गा सकते हो. For ladies, for females. Gents can sing in B or C. So those are the standard scales in which we sing classical. बॉलीवुड के लिए जो गाना होता है, हिंदी फिल्म सॉन्ग के लिए ना, दैट विल चेंज एज पर द सॉन्ग. हर एक गाने के हिसाब से आपका स्केल चेंज होगा. दैट आई विल टेल यू इन द क्लास. आपका गाना सुन के वो हर एक जन के लिए बदलेगा. आपका पिच, आपका जो क्या बोलते हैं, योर रेंज, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर रेंज. सो इफ समवन हैज अ वेरी हाई रेंज, लाइक लता बाई, शी सिंग्स सो हाई. You and me cannot sing that high. There are some singers who sing even lower than us. So it depends totally on your range, and it is very customized, which will change for every singer. So you have just started attending a session with me, but then after my teaching of a song is done, one session I keep in which I hear you individually the entire song, and after hearing you I tell you that this is your skill, this is your skill. So then वो मैं अभी वो कैसा find out करने का ना, मेरा scale क्या है, वो आपको at initial stage नहीं आएगा. It will take some time. Now I'm able to, after hearing you, I can tell, this is this is your scale you're singing at. But that identification for a newbie, it will be tough. So, but don't worry, I will give you that scale. फिर class आना ही इसके लिए है ना. कि okay, I'll give you the scale.
The main thing is, how do we come to know that whose scale, what is that sharp or what is that scale? Is it like our
It depends on what pitch you're singing. नहीं, वो आपका जो गला, आप जो scale में गा रहे हो. एक मिनट अभी. इतनी सी हंसी, इतनी सी खुशी, इतना सा टुकड़ा चांद का. दिस बी. अभी मैंने इसको अगर ऊपर लिया, इतनी सी हंसी, इतनी सी खुशी, so ये ऊपर हो गया. दबे दबे पाँव से. So it depends on where you are able to hit the high notes or not. That identifies if that is your scale or. अगर ऊपर नहीं लग रहा है तो नीचे लो. Take half scale down. Then take another half scale down. When you are singing with musicians, there'll be with live band of orchestra. The keyboardist will guide you on that. They tell you, the original say what they. Well, if I am not there and if they are musicians, if I am there, I will of course tell you कि नहीं, 2 scale नीचे ले, 3 scale नीचे ले. अगर मैं नहीं हूँ सामने, and if you are singing with live orchestra, the keyboardist is the person who will tell you that this is the scale, because they know the original scale, and when you sing, they can identify that no, you are not singing here. You're singing low. So they will tell. है ना, Shilpa ji does a lot of live concert with musicians. So the keyboardist is the one who guides you through. Okay, done. कहते कहते मेरे को लगा था 10-15 मिनट में हो जाएगा. हो गया 1 घंटा. All right, so thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the session and it was some कुछ थोड़ा help हुआ. Anyway, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Shilpa ji, and thank you, Prashant ji, for recording the session.
It was very helpful and very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it made my day to listen to this. Thank you.
Teacher, it was good revision.
Teacher. Okay. Thank you, Ravindra ji. Thanks a lot. Yeah, some students have been. Yeah, that's why I said कि जिनको parents को भी अगर बैठना है, they are most welcome, because music is something which is very holistic now, and it's something which is very pure. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि जो खाली music सीख रहा है उसको, जो ये something which is very knowledgeable. So I'm happy you attended. All right, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
We'll end the meeting here. Thank you. Good night.
Deepali. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. I'm ending the Zoom, huh?